ending fuel scarcity. Well, we're joined this morning by Shotunde Olufemi, who is actually the president, Association of Modular Refineries Owners in Nigeria. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Well, many will actually ask, where have you guys been? Modular refinery is supposed to help reduce this challenge that we've got and ensure that refining is done here and increase our capacity. What's been happening?
Really, we've been in existence, and if you look at the issuing of licenses of to establish refineries, of course, we've used different fora and different platforms to, tell the government that it's not just in the issuance of these licenses to establish refineries, but again, you must develop in-country capacity. And sometimes it hits my heart when on my way here you see the traffic everywhere, and a country who is blessed with hydrocarbon resources, one would expect that it should not be a cost, it should be a blessing. Now, take for instance, what does it take you to build a modular refinery? A modular refinery of 1,000 barrels per day or 5,000 barrels per day can only cost less than $30 million. And now, if you have them located everywhere in the state, in the country, what that means is that every of the investors, they will be producing at their own capacity. We have different grades of these modular refineries, depending on your capacity. And funny enough, even Barack Obama recently has even given a mandate that the U.S. Exim Bank should support Africa. And that is why one of the dividends of the recent visit of the president to the United States, they are calling on all the operators of modular refineries that, come, let us give you money and let us establish this. And these are some of the things we are trying to let government know that, one, we can access this money, but there are conditions attached to accessing these funds. What are the conditions? These conditions are that there should be feedstock guarantee. I cannot establish a refinery without having crude oil to refine. That means a huge capital-intensive project without a running raw material. So if government is so determined to invest in this project, what it means is that we'll have foreign investors bringing in their money and then set up this establishment. And then for modular refineries, you can actually locate them any part of the country, either in Kaduna, even in the river basin, or even in the south, anywhere, because they are detachable, distillation equipment, wherein you can refine at different level. And they can be upgraded to any capacity.
You make it look so easy, and if it's that easy, how come we still haven't been able to look in that direction?
Yeah, that's a question for the government. We are saying that why would you, to even establish 100,000 barrels per day refinery, you need close to $3 billion. And do we have the reserve to even do that? So we are saying that establish pockets of these refineries everywhere, such that we have greenfields hydrocarbon everywhere. What it means is that we can have access to producing this at our local level.
So, of all the licensed modular refineries, is there anyone operating now?
Of course, there is one in Calabar. That is the Niger Delta Petroleum Resources, about 1,000 barrels per day capacity, and the incentives are not still there. It's not just there for them to even produce, but we're saying that encourage more operators to come into this, guarantee that CBN should come and let us show seriousness in this area. Because the more you have, okay, take for instance, there's pressure on our foreign on our external reserve. Let's do this calculation. We are underutilizing our refineries, 445,000 barrels per day. What that gives you is that we should be producing at optimal level. That is over 70.7 million liters a day of even gasoline, one line of product line of about 15 byproducts of crude oil. Now, what is the current capacity? We are doing less than 20%. We are saying that if that is the case, why not invest in some of this and give backing? Because essentially what they need is give us backing. What are the legal framework to support this project? Because if a foreign investor or operators want to come in, he wants to know your legal framework, what are the fiscal policy to back his investment?
I think that's where that should have been the starting point, because it was the former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Udwa, who was here then in the studios, and he said something about some of these local or illegal refineries, the need for government to see how they can pull them out of that so-called illegality and put them on stream and see how much they can help in this regard. So tell us the framework, the legal framework that has helped the existence of modular refineries operators in the country.
Okay, one thing we can say in this regard is, let us look at the gas. There's the DSO policy, that means domestic supply obligation. If you guarantee me that if I establish a $35 million investment, I will get resources or crude oil to be refining every day. What that means is that I can go and bring in my investment. That will bring foreign direct investment. That is one. And two, all that I need will be denominated in Naira. I don't need foreign exchange in this regard because I'll buy my crude in Naira, that is from Nigeria, and I will sell in Naira. And even the cost of freight will be reduced. I don't need to pay another 45 premium or what have you to bring in cargo, to bring in products which already resided in Nigeria. So essentially, it's not about bringing those, and let us face reality. You know, the creek crude and the modular refinery, they are two poles apart. We're talking about technology of bringing or refining products at a minimal level, and why can't Nigeria even be an hub for African refined products? Like we have in the Hara, the Antwerp, the Rotterdam, and even in, what do you call it now? Antwerp, Rotterdam, and Amsterdam. These are the storage refineries in Europe. Africa, we are the biggest in Africa, and we can actually start, investing. And one thing about prosperity is this, and this is one thing that this present administration should even key into. We are saying that let prosperity judge even this administration by even investing in this area. That in the next, and good thing about this modular refinery, in 18 months, you can easily complete a refinery.
But why is it that, I mean, in all of this commentary, we've heard the all sector people speak about how they need to ensure that they augment supply. I never hear them talk about modular refineries.
You see, that's one area in which we as an association needs to even intensify campaign on, because mostly you will discover that the knowledge base of what modular refinery is all about is even lacking in the public domain. And that is why we feel that we should prick the conscience of the...
But these are all sector, that's those in the industry.
Yes, definitely. But what we're saying is that, yeah, is the product there? The product is there. You see, let's even look at this. The country is producing crude, is exporting crude. At the end of the day, the global economy is experiencing glut in supply, but here we are having scarcity. Is that not an aberration? We should have surplus of that. And what we're saying is that put these macro refineries everywhere and let them start producing, and you will increase supply at this level, at this our local level, such that maybe in 3, 4, 5 years' time, you have enough to even, enter the be a giant in the West Coast.
Hope they won't talk about subsidy eventually.
No, why would you need subsidy? Because one, your freight cost is eliminated. Two, you are buying at a discounted price, and of course, you can sell at going rate. So why do you need subsidy in that regard? It's about investment. Let's invest. Let's not subsidize consumption, but subsidize infrastructure and equipment.
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering though, so your association exists to raise awareness about these modular refineries, not because the modular refineries already exist?
In fact, as I yesterday, we're talking with CBN, and by February 2016, we'll be having a session with the House of Representatives on this. Because I think we need to intensify more effort and to let government know the inherent advantage in setting up this and even backing up this project.
For everything that has an advantage, there must be a disadvantage. One of the disadvantages that people will be worried about is also pollution. People are trying to go away from fossil fuels and what have you, even though we're not yet there, but we should be looking towards that area. How do you think that modular refineries will also help curb environmental pollution?
In fact, if you look at the technology deployed in modular refineries, it's even, in fact, technology evolves over time as against what we had in the present refinery, because we have to be upgrading every now and then. So pollution and emission of environmental hazard are being contained in this technology. And that's why we're saying they are pocket, they are just micro refineries that you can use and augment the supply gap of petroleum products in Nigeria.
There are also talks that will not be able to make use of some of the byproducts, because modular refineries deal with maybe a product or two at a time.
Let's look at this. For a 5,000 barrels modular refineries, you can have maybe naphtha, you can have kerosene, you can have diesel, and all of that. So averagely, you can have at least 6-7 product lines. So, and then if you increase the capacity, upgrade this one, maybe to 10 and 30. So you can have PMS and all of that product line. So it's not just narrowed down to only maybe some products line. There are other petrochemicals that you can gain from there and use it in other industries.
It is interesting that you talk about 5,000 barrels, a modular refinery, because initially you're talking about 500, 1,000, it doesn't have to be so big, according to you.
Exactly.
So if you're looking at the 500, 1,000, modular refineries, do you think that you can actually get some of the products that Nigeria needs desperately to run its economy?
And the good thing is this, we're saying that foreign investors want to come in. They want to bring in their money. The market is here. Nigeria is huge with huge potentials. So if I decide to go on 30,000 barrels, who wants to stop me? The issue is that give me an enabling environment, give me the necessary platform to be able to bring in this investment.
Have you been talking with government already?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday we were at CBN and they referred us to Ministry of Finance, and it's an ongoing discussion regarding on how to even look at this direction and let it be a thing of joy for this government that, okay, during this regime or during this era, we set up and try to create an incapacity, be built in-country capacity in terms of the refineries, modular-wise.
Are you having any feeling that something or someone is working against this move?
Not really. Until when we intensify this campaign, then we will now know whether there are saboteurs around this issue or not. But
and
for
you're
now,
very certain this can take us out of this perennial problem of fuel scarcity?
Yes, because look at it. I'm not using dollars. I'm even bringing more in. The investment will bring in foreign direct investment, and also all that I have. Take for instance, averaging in a quarter, PPRA will release maybe 80,000 metric tons to an individual marketer. We have 42 of them. If you multiply that number, in a quarter we require $151 billion to do an LC.
How do you think we can key in those who are in the creeks already doing their own thing that you call illegal refineries? Can they be incorporated into the scheme?
I think they could go through rehabilitation of the distillation process and then get them involved in how this thing should be done, because most of these products, they are not, they are off-spec products. And that's why you see your engines cracking, your diesel engine and the rest. So
because it finds its way to the engine somehow.
Oh, then
the car,
maybe that will be a discussion for another day, not at this point.
Oh dear. Okay, well, yes, indeed, we're really out of time, and we'd like to thank you for coming on this morning. Shotunde Olufemi is the President, Association of Modular Refinery Owners in Nigeria.